This is gospel.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We've been looking forward to having you on this show. For our listeners, I've been calling for this for a long time because you're one person that we've been pushing your music. I mean, I told Ike that none other show in this country can boast of Sonnie than us.
Oh, thank you.
And so when you're in the country and we don't get you, then my producers want to kill me. They're like, so after all this work,
I'm so sorry.
you people know feel host down.
Let me officially apologize to producers. I'm so sorry.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, so the segment you are on is the Damascus Experience segment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've couched this for people like you to go back into time, and uncover how you encountered Christ the first time. You may not have been dramatic like, Saul becoming Paul, but we believe that every Christian journey, that encounter evokes some stuff. So with you, take us back a little bit. How and when did you meet Christ first time?
I think I was born and then my father is a pastor. So I'm a pastor's kid, I'm PK. However, there's always that encounter.
Good.
That makes you make that decision. Whether you're doing it under the influence of your dad, your mom, or I've had this encounter and I want to do it myself. And I think that's what I had. My grandfather, my father's father, is his name is Akwesimenu and his musical name is Ahomensia.
Ahomensia.
Yeah.
The guitar now.
Absolutely.
They nicknamed him Ahomensia.
Ahomensia. He was an acoustic guitarist and he trained Ejakonimo.
What?
Yeah.
He trained Ejakonimo?
Yes, sir.
The legendary.
And when Ahomensia was playing Ejakonimo, them used to watch him. And he sang Obi Fire Nana say you mommy. Obi Fire Nana say that's my granddad.
Wow.
And that's my granddad. And but he died before my father was born. So that music was in there. And I wanted to do secular music. I wanted to write. In fact, in school, I was the high life master.
You?
Yeah.
In which school?
GSTS.
GSTS.
Yeah.
And so your mates who could be listening to you at this time will remember that I'm part the okay and
okay. Yeah. I mean, entertainment, everything. I was the one singing and listen. The Louis girls and Archbishop Potter girls, and they were just. I was the ladies' man, and I had an encounter in school when I was playing. I was a footballer there. I was second lieutenant in the cadet. I was literally active. I was an entertainment prefect, assistant entertainment prefect as well.
In school?
I was very active, and then I had this strange, weird sickness where, you couldn't. When you coughed, it was so painful. Like it was an infection that literally almost took my life. And I think it was there that I was rushed back to Accra.
Yeah.
It was there that I was like, okay, it looks like I'm looking at death in its face. And I said, God,
how old were you then? You can remember? You were in junior secondary school or senior high school?
Maybe around 17, 18.
Wow.
And I remember telling God, please, if you spare my life, I will do this gospel thing. And my voice will never be on any record as a secular artist.
Okay, so it's a vow you made together.
Yeah.
That, man, if you heal me, I will dedicate my voice. I will say no to secular.
Absolutely.
And yes to the cross.
And I saw healing. I saw God bringing me out from the valley of the shadow of death. And ever since then, I've never looked back.
Wow.
Never looked back.
So, where were your parents at that time?
In Accra. And I was brought to Accra. I was rushed to the hospital, admitted there. Dr. Kisi, he's died now. And he said, Kawujano, another day and Kobe. That's what
Jesus.
That's what he told my mom. So Kawujano, another day and Ubanobu, and I'm my mother's only son. So it was a tough one right there. And God kept me for a purpose, and I'm glad He did.
Wow. You were very young at that age, and you made that vow. I'm sure that when you grew up, would you say that there were times that you got swayed a little bit? You missed the road a little bit, but Christ kept you and brought you back into the fold.
You see, His covenant was already available with me before I was dispatched from heaven.
Okay.
Destiny was inside of me. I just needed to catch up with destiny.
You had to catch
So
up.
even when I went wayward, He knew there was this magnet thing. You know, magnet, any metal that gets close to a magnet. So He's just
With that force.
Wherever I'm going, He'll catch me back because I have a covenant with Him, or He has a covenant with me.
Yeah.
So when you are His, you never get lost. Every
time you find your way.
everything you go through is part of your experience. Everything.
Awesome.
There might be a time you might feel like, oh, I've backsliding. No. It's part of His plan. If He doesn't permit it, it will never happen. That's what I've discovered.
Right. Right. Fast forward. I mean, you are, I could say, arguably, one of Africa's biggest export of gospel music to the West. How did this break come?
So being a musician, music is already inside of me. And when I lived in London, I was literally per Sunday doing maybe 10 churches per Sunday, you know, as a worship leader. That some churches I'll go to just to play drums. Some churches I'll go to sing and play drums. And I was that worship leader that everybody would call on. You know, it was a career for me at the time. And I knew there was something more to it than just going to churches and just ministering. So one day, Noah Robinson, he's one of the top UK artists, was doing a live recording, and God gave me favor, and He put me on that live recording. And when I saw the setting, the excellence, how everything was being done, Integrity Music was recording that project, and He put me on that project. In fact, if you go on YouTube, it's that song, Praise Jehovah, Lord God Almighty, we praise your name. It was that project. Integrity Music came to London to record it. And it was there that a gentleman called Wayne said, hey, come meet Danny Duncan. Danny has recorded C.C. Winans, Marvin Sapp, Fred Hammond, Israel Houghton, everybody. So Wayne is like, this is the man you need to talk to. Now, guess what? Africans are very anointed, but we lack excellence.
Say it again.
Africans are very anointed,
but we lack
excellence. So Noah Robinson said something. He said, the industry, the gospel industry, requires a setting sound. Now this hit me like a rocket. He said, it requires a setting sound. And until you have that sound, your voice will not be heard. So now I was sensitive. So when I saw them recording Integrity and all of that, I just wanted to meet the one behind the sound. Okay. And that was Danny Duncan. Okay. So when I met him, he's like, you know what? I've never recorded any African artists. Can you be my first? This means that because he wants to add it to his records that he recorded in African. Yeah. And
that would be a great CV for him.
I sat down with him. We went over everything. I had to fly him down to London. And I just needed Danny Duncan on there. Mind you, at that time, no African gospel artist had really emerged or dared to believe to be up there. I'm talking, 13 years ago. And then we came together, and that's when we birthed Hakuna wakaita sa Jesu. And when you heard that sound, that was the new sound from Africa. Everybody, Abramete asi, mei yeneja aewosoro, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh kumamaya,
That was that sound.
Oluwa, Eshe Baba. We are in your presence. If this is your power, if this is, then that's when my hope is built on nothing less.
Yes,
That was when
those
that
collections,
album was recorded, and it was not just the album, but the sound.
The sound.
Danny took it to Nashville and did everything to the sound. And so when the world heard it, it was like, okay, now Africa has a voice. Now that is the sound we want to hear. Who recorded it? Oh, Danny. Oh, so that's how the voice of Africa got in there. And of course, I had UV. Now, UV is a video director. I knew I needed another, level of excellence to take my kind of music. So he came to me after uni, and he said, I'm a student. I just finished university, and I think I can do something with your song. I looked at him like, He said, just give me $3,000 pounds 10 years ago, and trust me to do something. Just trust me. I said, okay. I said, what song do you want to do? He said, Baba. I said, are you sure? He said, boss, just trust me. So that video, that water that poured on me, I fell ill for 2 weeks because it was winter and we didn't have any heater. So it was a cold water. He said, do you want to be a star? I said, yes. He said, Stan, let's pour the cold. Imagine winter, I was warm. For 1 hour.
Artificial rain.
I needed that effect.
You needed that effect.
I didn't care. I needed that effect. And that's how Baba was born, and every African jumped on that. That was when Nathaniel Bassey contacted UV and recorded Imela, Okaka, that video. And someone knocking at the door. It was UV Nathaniel, that recorded that for Nathaniel. So I think God used me to literally spark a light.
A new awakening.
Absolutely. So now watch this. Sinach had been singing Waymaker for many, many years in Nigeria, in Christ Embassy, but it hadn't gone up until she got Danny Duncan on that project and recorded it in Houston. That's when the sound,
the spark came up.
Sparked out. Michael W. Smith picked it, and bang, Waymaker is just all over the sound. So
this is Sonnie Badu right here with Max 89.7 FM. This is Gospel. And it's the first time you are listening to him on this channel. Yes, it's also our first time having him on this channel.
Jonathan Nelson.
And he's giving you a little history with regards to his music. And you heard it. Clearly, there's a particular sound that he was looking for. And he did not relent. He went every mile to ensure that he gets that sound. And he got it so right. And Africa got awakened.
If this is your
I recall this one. I recall this one.
If this is your glory, if this is your presence.
Say again.
There's a funny story behind this. So we had never done a live recording to this capacity. Danny Duncan comes in with a whole truck, and he said I needed a whole room for the recording. We were like, hey, Charlie, so they come, they start packing everything up. And one of the things he said was, you don't need any extra sound on the stage. So when we were recording, it was so dry. Now, it was my first time. So I was really down, like, I messed up. I said, my boka egu. So then he comes and he's smiling. I said,
Masa,
I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry. Then he said, listen to this. And then we tried it, or did ya two? Oh my God.
This is it.
Oh my God. Till date, Danny still texts me when is the next project? So from that Colors of Africa, we went on to Sounds of Africa.
Sounds of Africa.
This time we recorded that in Maryland, and that's when we recorded My Soul Says Yes.
My Soul Says Yes.
Because before Danny records it, he brings in his own sound engineer. So he's a recording engineer. Then he tell you, I'm not recording with just anybody. I want Armando. That's a separate money you gotta pay.
Okay.
Because Danny and Armando understands their language.
The language.
So Armando will come to me and say, what do you want? And then Danny will stay in the room. Now, Danny's specialty is drums. If he knows what to do. He does magic to it. And that's what the industry wants.
Okay.
So it was a whole experience. And that's what now took my Soul Say Yes to America, to Asia, to I think in the whole world, myself and Sinach are the only kind of two people whose songs are translated in different languages in Spain, Mexico.
Wow.
Open the floodgates and So Says Yes all over the
Many languages.
many languages.
One thing Sonnie said that keeps ringing in my ears is excellence. Excellence. He was looking for excellence. So I bring you back to Ghana. I mean, we were here trying to crusade. You know, secular music had taken over, and we were trying to push gospel in a certain light. And, this young man was out of the country for a while. All of a sudden, he comes back and he fills up the stadium.
But the thing is, I've lived in England more than I've lived here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've lived in England more than I've lived here. The only place I know is Jolu Airport, maybe Achimota, and my mother's area. Yeah.
Into England, there,
Yes.
What inspired you to put such an excellent concert here in Accra when it was difficult? I mean, at that time, the likes of No Tribe, they would do the biggest churches around and all that. But today, Sonnie, akuma bene ba omuzano.
If you've tracked my records or if you move with me a lot, I dared, by the grace of God, to do the impossible. I want to find out what they're saying nobody can do. Then I remember many years ago, one pastor told me, no Ghanaian artist goes far, Ghana Nibia gospel artist on great trade out. Bibi, bibi di omaba form. Make a chance to me. I think he told me this about 14 years ago. And I'm just and he showed me. So I've always been the type that at the end I must say giant Ben, Goliath Ben, yeah. And so the stadium idea was actually inspired by Pastor Kingsley Appiaje.
Pastor Kingsley Appiaje.
Yes.
What did he say to you?
He said, Sonnie, you're going to go to Ghana and you're not going to do it in any church. You're going to do it in a stadium. And I'm going to get you a spot. You're disturbing me. And I'm so sorry. That's my security guy. He's disturbing
That's all right.
So if it goes online, it's not like
that's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
Pastor Appiaje says coming
and
to Ghana.
He said, I'm going to get you a sponsor.
Yeah.
So Pastor Kingsley single-handedly called one of his billionaire sons, and all he said is, you are sponsoring him.
Just like that?
Yes, sir. And the man said, yes, daddy. He said, he's doing Accra Stadium and Kumasi Stadium, and whatever he wants, give it to him. The man said, yes, sir. The man said, I need a date. We gave him the date, and I said, on one condition. He said, what do you want? I said, I call the shot. Nobody controls it. I'm going to tell you how I want it done. This is how I want it done. He said, whatever you want. We put a committee together, and that was what happened there.
we saw billboards flooded all over the principal streets of Accra.
Everywhere.
And Sonnie Badu. Lord, and I remember that white dress with the many colors.
The many colors,
Oh,
bottom,
Lord.
isn't it? Yeah.
That's a Mikaipa.
Yeah.
You know,
I went
yeah.
to watch it recently, and there were so many politicians there in the rain.
Yes. Yes.
If Schwarzenegger was
Yeah.
there, Honorable Okojato was there.
Ablakwa.
So many. I
people.
was looking in the crowd. I was like, oh,
And you
my
could see
God.
everybody.
Every single person was there in the rain. Yeah, it was. And that time too, Peace Square had a concert sponsored by Malta Guinness for free. Here in Accra.
Yeah.
So we were like, hey, what's going to happen? No. I was here indoors. Yes. Oh, forget.
People stood on their feet for hours.
Listen.
And Sonnie ministered for hours. And to the shock of our lives, people stood there to the end of the program.
Nobody left. I was so dejected. I remember when we were in the hotel and it started raining. I was so scared. And then, so they were like, do you want to continue or do you want to cancel the concert? So I told them, I'll do it. So the team started driving towards the stadium. I didn't have my idea. I just didn't know what to do. But you remember, one side of the stadium, all they were singing is open the floodgates. And oh my God, the whole crowd stands. Everybody was singing in the rain. Now say showtime. We're gonna do it. Showtime. And when they saw the bus coming in with the convoy, everybody lost their mind. The whole place was erupt. Oh my God! I'm even getting
you have
emotional.
A picture,
Yes, I'm getting
mental
emotional.
picture.
The whole place was erupted. Nobody moved. Obia movie. And that was one of my best even though the rain messed up the sound, the rain messed up so many things. Till date, that concert on YouTube is one of my favorite.
Great. So when you look back for all these experiences in Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, and of course I've heard all your stories about Nigeria and all that, I'll come to you back. What do you think is lacking in our space for us to be able to place that premium, that excellence? Because I see the drive that you have. Anytime you pick up something, you want to give it the best of its shots. Yeah, so when you look back, what do you think is lacking? What can we do to get that spark?
I'll tell you a story. God told the children of Israel he was going to take them out of Pharaoh's hands within 4 days. But it took 40 years. Why did it take 40 years? Because God realized that the Egyptians had messed up their mindset. And if he's to take these messed up Hebrews through to the promised land, they're going to bring the mindset of Egypt to the promised land. Because now Omwadjin are enslaved. So you know what God did? God started cleaning up, letting the old fade out and letting the new come in. And so it was a new set of generation that made it to the promised land and not the old. A mindset. Say yeah, and started and cleaning up mindset to develop the attitude of Nigerians. You be complaining.
Sonnie, you keep saying Nigerians. Every time, now they call Nigerians. Now they call na Nigeria for any different cry into me.
Many omo ediagro, right? Many omo yejuma.
Yeah.
Intimacy bibi.
Okay.
The first attitude of Nigerians is unity. Me no beko. So you see abonting na obi no wokwa. Me know your team. That's the Nigerian attitude. Me know you're fine. But se obi ene wokwa abonting me ba bejina won chain.
That's the attitude of the Nigerian.
Number two. Ya dream say ma foreign beer mbira from radio station DJs through TV platforms, foreign music via Emba. Do you know when that history started? Many, many years ago, Ghanaians took over Nigeria when it came to teaching, when it came to professors, when it came to even tertiary stuff, it was Ghanaians. Nigerians sat down and said, Omo, these people don't take everything for you. Papa no ne bi mo to Nigeria me boy. Then they came up with this thing. Say ene ye pamu Ghana phobia.
Ghana must go.
Thank you, sir. That's how Ghana must go came. It's almost far rubber bag. Ukra sofa beso sofa ko. Okwa membebium. That's how they started eradicating Ghanaians from Nigeria.
Everything foreign, supposed.
To say there's xenophobia from yes, unje bibia. So beso bucket o kerosene coal pot afako. And it was from there that they started making sure, say, what enters there is Nigerian music. Number two, the mindset of Nigerian is this. The reason why you can't fight them or contend them is they have an agenda. What is the agenda? And I want this to go live because they will know I'm saying the truth.
Tell us about the agenda.
Every time you spoke about Nigeria, all you thought about was fraud, 419. Every time you heard about Nigeria,
True.
the first thing that came into your mind was fraud. Two, it was affecting their traveling. It was affecting their passports. It got to a time when you hold a Nigerian passport, you have no value. You do betwitchy. So the agenda is how do we eradicate this perception about Nigerians? From entertainment, we must be at the top. From secular music, we must be at the top.
They are.
From ministration preachers, we must be at the top.
They are.
From gospel music, we must be at the top. So be na ye rally. Let me tell you something. The lady Hilda Bassi, or what's her name, that did the food challenge.
The food challenge.
Unde woman na call her. Magana ni bi ko em na hade.
Oh, yeah, they were
Ye beja wonsu. Obi enfio. That's you saw how whiskey everybody. That is the mindset.
I get it.
Nipa bakonya.
Unity.
Ye na yanko. Also ye eyo tena. Ye na ye beba.
And Motaka said Najano they carry last.
Nipa cho we know they carry last for year. Everybody for enter.
Okay.
Me say no more drinks me alateni. Come send me a gun and room till date. Send me alateni because a nyumna mi do remuno a alata for nyum. By the time send me a gun and
na elite.
Now call na mi remu dada.
And
na mi remu susua and nyuma met nyuma meto omukasemuno. Some of them cannot sing the way I sing it in their dialect.
In their own language.
I was in Winners Chapel. I grew up with Nigerians. So that was my advantage. So even though I tell them me and Ghana, they don't believe it. No, because I have their mindset, I have their attitude. Many were to call Lagos that you drew airport. Oh, ya beko sisia. San omo pen, omo pe gidi, omo pe hey. Obibe hun sisi. Last one the recent one. Ufri customer, so be a pesca.
Yeah.
How far? Anything for your boys? How far? And there, also pay Bishel or Odru Nigeria. Yeah, obi also more.
See a Jew.
Inti mami be custom. Maybe your first custom. Mami be say ma menchiano.
Oh, and no, when she.
Oh yeah, come. Why no greet me? And I'm saying, Mama, I beg no sign for here. They talk say make I greet you. I know quite say. And I'm saying, show me which sign where they say greet custom 1, custom 2. They say, so are you being rude? I said, I'm not they be rude. You don't want money. Me try to look for money. We all they look for money. Me ye did there no muja.
Sonnie Badu wo.
Oh dear, I'll tell my band will tell you. Send me the mom. Sanya. Only on what original Lagos airport. No be TM into Kankan. Their
aggression,
their attitude for life is survival of the fittest. And almost obetimi gina onche ya obetimi ahambo no ho obetimi apepa wo mpaboa opepe na ohwe de wo ye no obesom pepepe obewura no settle nyom na up onim se 5 years na so ohwe obesom 5 years Ubetu will be the biggest radio station, baby. Is it not the guy? He came to you to learn, and he served you. And it doesn't matter how big he is. Casa, now you teach me. They know how
Recognize.
to honor those who have gone ahead of them. I kid you not. David who daily mamudu obeda for mamano. Yoruba prostrate to people. The Yoruba tribe is different from the Igbo tribe. Yoruba people, they honor you. David obeko forma da form until the elder tells him get it. They know how to respect their elders.
So these are the things that's
and in America, young crowd for so we are doing so. No be about social media no yell. E bia obi anka obet me sua kakra won in chain. Jamaica out here say, now what? Until also me sua won chain. My yell, me abet me ade.
no.
Till what the idea show bottom.
Then we are all suffering.
Number 3, the younger ones on no share platform and now say a bia starting your like speak a crape and say no. You've been on radio how many years?
Close to 7-8 years.
Good. Obi wa 1 year but a bia now started trendy.
Yeah.
And say no. Every year in the 7th, there's something you got that he needs to match up with. But social media makes you feel popular. So now he doesn't respect you anymore because or doing some console nature.
Yeah.
That's the mindset of our people. And until we eradicate that mindset and raise a new people that will learn how to honor, respect, love, protect, defend their own, we're not going to go far. Na diakano, there are so many gifted people. Everyone to say, Kai, this guy is lacking mentorship. So when you're mentor, not be direct to it.
I see that most of the time you pick bakubia no one trouble be for no say the future of Ghana.
Do you
I
know,
see some of the things that
do you know how many Nigerians and Ghanaians I reach out to them on Instagram and say, this is good, do it this way, do it. Moses Bliss.
Yeah.
Moses Bliss was one of them that I mentored. Moses
Bliss.
Anytime you interview him, ask him. Anytime.
Wow.
When he would do something, I say, no, don't do that. Take it off. Do it this way. Stay this way. Then I started making noise about you're too faithful. You're too faithful. When nobody, even the elders in Nigeria, didn't talk about him. Watch this. So I was doing, I've been doing experience, right? Yeah. So one of the interviews, you have to speak to Pastor Paul Adefaras. And then Pastor Paul said, Sonnie, who would you like to, who's the next big thing here in Nigeria? I said, Papa, do you want to know who? I said, who? I said, Moses Bliss. I said, in the next year, that boy is going to blow out. Pastor Paul was like, who's that? And write his name down. Pastor Paul didn't even know Moses Bliss. I said, that boy is going to be big. Today, I was looking at his Instagram. He's on private jets. He's ministering.
That guy's gone.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to hear that he got his mentorship from you.
I'm one of his mentors.
Wow.
Recently, he called me to invite me for something very important in his life. He's going to announce it himself. And the first thing he said was, thank you. He's always, thank you.
Gratitude.
No.
Honor.
Thank you.
Honor who honor
Neon Adeju. There's nothing he would do that he wouldn't call me. What do you think? No, Neon, change it. No, don't do this. Do it this way. Do it this way. Do it this way. Do it this way. Neon, that's why he's on the bill. Moses was going to come, but it clashes with experience.
Okay.
Moses would have flown in and come for free just to say thank you. And there are equally Ghanaian young men that I've reached out to, but the attitude you get back, I'm like, yo, sometimes you give them your number, like anything, musically. Sometimes to meet you, I'll say, no, I deal with these are some of the secrets. But
experience.
We have not been raised to understand, have that mindset. Number 4, pastors need to help. Men of God need to help. Invest in them.
I was coming to ask you, but they have helped enough by grooming you to know Christ.
The groom is different. Sikani groom. There's certain projects you got to put that $20,000 down for them.
Pastor Mensah Otabil should put $20,000 into.
I did.
No, I'm just mentioning it. For example, I am making an example. Pastor Edwin Dawson is with ICGC, and you said that he's a musician, so Otabil should invest like $20,000 into that artist.
Mentioning name, I wouldn't mention name so that I'm not
I know,
misquoted.
yeah.
But why not? Pastor Paul will call you for experience. Experience. Let me tell you how Nigerians behave. Experience is in December 9th. I'm enjoying myself now. They said I'm tired. Experience is December 9th, right?
Yeah.
They call you around February and give you your honorarium. February, you try will be at $20,000. You go account.
Almost 1 year. The time.
The moment you say I'm on, they send you your money.
Wow.
They send it to you. February.
I saw for no must invest in us.
Okay. Pastor Chris Oyakilome, he has an award called Lima Awards. Every year, Artist of the Year. Do you know how much they take home?
How much?
$100,000 US.
Hey!
That's
Charterhouse.
Patrotio. That's for Artist of the Year.
Artist of the Year.
Why do you think?
Goes home with what?
Why do you think Sinach?
Yeah.
Moses Bliss.
Yeah.
Eben. Frank
Charlie
Edward.
coming.
Joe Praise.
Yeah.
Who's the other from Christ Embassy Boys? Why do you think all of the Christ Embassy Boys are coming up with hits? Artist of the Year, no, $100,000
Lord have mercy.
Song of the Year, no, 30,000. And a year transfer amount the next day. Pay without tax. A good account to me.
Lord have mercy.
Into the whole point is artists know if they are 10, at least that night you're leaving home with 30,000 because but because there's an Artist of the Year there, you are working hard, praying hard for God to give you a song. And guess what Pastor Chris does? He has the crowd, he has the people to release this song.
Yeah.
No more be jinan in chain. No I catch us performing into auto no what I say osa. This means all Christ Embassy members. You don't invite Sonnie Badu. You don't invite any other person. The only people you invite is Christ Embassy musicians.
That is it. Ecosystem.
Me patron.
Keep it closely knitted.
Yes, sir. These
Protect
are
it.
this is the mindset. That's Pastor Chris, Pastor Biodun, Casa, Abuja. Listen,
Oh Lord.
Pastor Paula De Farson. Master, or invite main people or invite international people now. Hotel, Eco Hotel, baby,
Yeah.
that's where he also puts the local people. Into once, let's say his church members on, let's say Onos is on, he will put Onos in that hotel.
In that same hotel.
Yes, sir.
Ghana had
And the same protocol, same car, Range Rover, now say G-Wagon, no biatimwa, osubet mubi.
Sir?
Oh man.
Yeah, the international phone be good through. Sankwas phone, ya pe kwan be fast about. What the Uber be call?
When you see, so like I'm saying, it starts from the top.
It's the mindset, Charlie.
It starts from the top.
Excellence.
And I make us a mindset no, until you be revisit the mindset to raise a new set of people who will come together
And
with one
erase the old.
agenda. What's the problem? You be problem, but it will keep coming back because at the end of
Okay.
Number two, Ghana has a problem with the fellow Ghanaian, Oria Kosro, anytime. Also, can be not chumba.
So, my bisa we experience how they we a deben home no.
Nepacho.
Because and your pen one count several people and I've experienced it myself.
Okay.
Yen na ye who say artist we yade. And ka yen I am who say obe no tweet it no na ka yen nyina no te say they all can no. Then we all come together
Black
and lift
Sheriff,
up that name.
Black Sheriff, and I make call interview. So I was honest. I said last VGMA, there was good Black Sheriff won. PSA won the gospel
song and gospel artist of the year.
But baby, I'm not else Ghana kono.
Yeah.
I said PSA entimin ko
side.
enko. You understand? So
Capacity no. I bet you be inside.
Black in Fanko.
Okay.
At this point, Sarkodie Intimi Fanko. Stoneboy here in home. Shatter Intimi. Who is the guy everybody is? Blacko. Take him. So if I was the Minister of
Tourism, Art and Culture.
I'll see a pejete kramano. No to chop it, not to say yes, you're
Ghana.
That's it.
Okay.
You invest in that guy.
But until was you, so that's now
King Promise Nyom.
Yeah.
King Promise's song. I don't know if it's not on number one again, but it was number one all over the world.
Which one? Terminator.
All over the world. Unam Louis Vuitton shops ewo America ye King Promise Nyom. Unam Gucci ye nyom. Okay. Where is his value here? Elsanke didn't see your con. More David, yes, you King Promise. More Benaboy, your Blacko.
The Blacko.
That's how, and that's what the Nigerians are doing. We make a fat way aba Asake and now make a that's the attitude. Tiwa Savage or yes, you away. Yeah, the female singer been the up there. Tell me who, which female singer can say Tiwa is performing? You saw what she did at King Charles's coronation. If you can, 2 million% vocally, but there's so much grooming she got to do. It's not overnight.
Sonny, you can't say straight.
I speak the truth.
Can't say straight.
I don't hide it. I don't hide it.
straight.
No, if she has like my daughter, she knows that.
Yes,
there's so much grooming.
Okay.
Listen, there is a kind of way you must behave in order for them to accept you.
Yeah.
There's a style. There's a way you must carry yourself.
Yeah.
Tiwa had a scandal. Did you see how Nigerians cleaned it up?
Killed it.
Okokakra says not true. Keep quiet.
I said, girl, no,
the scandal. Everybody
Next
saw.
way, Ghana ha.
Me pacho. Mungu if you she week kakra on the omo yeno. I did kakra audition how far kakra be.
So for audition how far saying
me
so
pacho so unim depression or home.
no so for into on far we checking in how far.
No.
Now say I did kakra.
But if you don't know what the person has been through, don't be quick to judge.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay.
Obi or I didn't know. I didn't have any comforter in a very terrible moment in their life.
So get closer.
I'm a pastor. I get so many cases. But no, people are raping, trauma, and because they can't sleep, this is what they get into. Obi are a serious alcoholic. So you're quick to judge, but if you dig into the story, there's a reason. So when you begin to see what they're going through, you can help them and give them something else, substituting that with the drug or something.
Oh, there, Mami, bisa my last question. Before,
I have time. I have no time.
Now, see, I was there. I saw you at the National Theatre.
I had to support.
Yeah, we all had to go and support. But Rhythms of Africa. I didn't think our person would charge you for that concert.
Okay.
Why are you charging? Why are you not making it free?
Inca Grand Arena, come in the free bamia. Come in free. Inca churches are being free, amamia. Come in free. Why are the churches not doing it free?
Say facility no,
because they gotta maintain. So whatever we're charging, it is also to pay for certain facilities. Because as anointed as I am, my tongue speaking wouldn't bring money in my pocket. Grand Arena and Casa, ukra power into generator no. Yemfem gum na for Elijah.
That's what you may why ya say Nyankopon adom o ska fine.
Yeah, but capacity na me no me seke 90 minutes.
Okay.
And yes, me kofa me huske na dear my apportion was side no 80 minutes. Into odi bi ehwe half bi I said the odi brother the butter film into eno ne butter odi film na I check it. But excellent, anything free doesn't come with excellence.
I also feel so because sankani papa mu a anka mamo charge no bi amfa na come free
and yes soft no on bomb me besia $200,000 on fam bomb me besia maybe be free.
Okay.
What did I say?
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta pay, right? Let me let you understand what Doom Sing Dems are doing in Nigeria. I almost should be umbrella free, you know. There are some solid billionaires a cuckoo down for
Oh, Nigeria.
Wembley Arena, Sofo Bako in the Chia. Sofo Bako in the Chia, almost concert no Wembley Arena, almost £300,000. A Drube Bincrofona almost contributed Sikanabano. They had to stop them and say nobody should bring money. Monfamu Sika Yempebume.
Hey.
Dear Dun Sikoye or Canada. No?
Yes.
All he had to say is, we need givers. Nigerians give naturally. They send so much money. They send, so he doesn't need to charge. Because 10 people can, experience is about $3 million. Before, now big boys need to. I was sitting there in Lake and House on the Rock when Pastor Abel Damina preached and Pastor Paul was touched. Sorry, Tunde, get up. Samuel, supposed to get up. You, get up. Afraid 10 millionaires, or all of you, give me $100,000 each.
Lord have
I want to bless him with it. Yes.
The act of giving, I see that they give freely and willingly, but it's for Okromoha. And son, I'll be pre sponsorship for a gospel event.
In the office, be 3 hours.
Bruh, it's for Okromoha. Bonibani Ayemo.
You know, Nigerians have the philosophy of give and it shall come back more.
Okay.
Give, it shall come back more. They understand giving. Nigeria saw preaching Team Fifri. The other day, many years ago, Yewo Winners Chapel, not Oyedepo needed something, and then when he came, he was trying to find out how he could tell the people he needed to raise funds. Many years ago, Bakusura said, "Papa, is that all you need? Please carry on preaching. It is sorted, paid." I'm talking almost at that time $300,000. Oh, Papa, preach. That's your job. Our job. They got it. Now, are they not givers? They are.
They do.
There's something wrong with us. So to answer a question, it starts from Kwame Nkrumah's time. Check history. Papa no, you can goodbye to no. Otu kwai oba na yesema unye president bium, member bium. And according to history, one of the people that gathered the coup together, Nidine Diapotono. Me pachomin body. But Nidine Diapotono. Spiritually, I don't know the history, but spiritually, something is wrong.
Something is
the
wrong.
The gateway of the entrance
has been blocked.
How did this happen? President Yamane Ndiwe into Obe Wuno Kese ni Nkrumah na so ye dien. Se mo Kwame Nkrumah Day. Yes, a holiday. Not just this is the father, right? This is my museum, right?
Day.
So we all know say a founder.
Yeah.
Me pacho owu wahana ohu.
I
didn't know who.
Oh, say Oyao.
Ojane ko hi. Senye penekuno.
Yes.
And okoka ono ko in his dying moment. Oka bibitia ne manana.
Okay.
Oka bibitia. You know, people don't. So Osha teacher the same thing. Betrayal. The same thing. Papa no ka bibiana. Or the sabo on the chest to say, "Adia my young man, I deal with Sidana." Says, "Sa and your penny ma." Nam yemfa chopa. We have to literally look at share football crowd here be afa. Adena bedipele emba park. Inka yeni for the bonus.
Comoros.
No, omo ba ye krum ha. Kumasi.
Madagascar or Kumasi.
Madagascar.
Yes.
Madagascar.
Yes.
Good. Inka almost omo demo no nanka bedipele akonnam ho ba kope hwe unu kra o yembesiro pele aba o ka ona popo na wabani amano fans kakra psychologically even coach krope autograph obe lusu ni ho adena Steve Napier mo SN where wabobo na wie he doesn't come around the park Tony Ebu won park da Lamte won so much park in Ghana should have one side that
legends are lined up. They said they are who TV so obe hu pelemonia
de kumade na bla de kumamontio adena bedimba yes abedi football abena wiasim odine match football ewo wiasim check
Pele
abedi Pele dia kanomo wo ma Maradona wo ba na Pele so ye nimbe bia ne man abedi de ne match soccer. You understand? Football is more psychological than skill.
So what are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is there's something wrong from the beginning. Papa ne bia wa museum on bibina turning your man. Yes, sir, we will never be happy. We will never be satisfied.
We are always bitter. We are not.
Papa no adien see. What was his last words before he passed?
Sonnie, concert ni baso. For 1 minute in the Hong Kong. Hey, Nkomo, Emreso call. Baso da bain.
9th December.
9 December. Just say 2 weeks pay. Aka 2 weeks pay. Now because we Grand Arena. Kuku down for bain. And this time around, Odion Mobabe mounted this beautiful stage in Africa, Ghana, Accra.
So this concert, Rhythms of Africa, we called it the Homecoming because I wanted
Homecoming
concert.
Oh,
I wanted to also work along with the Year of Return kind of thing.
Okay.
So my church in Atlanta, 98% of my members are Americans.
98% of your members are American.
Yeah.
We are then gather, bro.
It's a strategy. So before I went, I had to sit down and plan.
Wow!
And so one of the things I did, and it's a secret. But I had to study the market for 10 years before I started the church.
Wow.
I was living in Atlanta for 10 years, but people thought I lived in London.
Who are you crying? London, it feels in US there.
I'm so confused. My family, into me, man, it be American for it be British for.
I see. Into 9th December, Homecoming.
So Homecoming, that means that most of the Americans are coming back to say Year of Return.
The same way.
Yeah, they want to see Africa. They want to see, they want to visit all these monumental places. So it means a lot to me because I'm also using that as
a great ambassador of Ghana to
bring people back home. We have Jamaicans coming.
Wow.
We have Americans coming, Haitians coming, Caribbeans coming, and they just want to see Papa's country because I'm always talking about Ghana.
Wow.
They just want to.
Honestly, they continue to go as an ambassador, you know. Oh, Sonnie, I'll go for it.
Me ambassador.
Why that?
Okay.
A buying painful beer and frail.
On
Embo sa abudin, because there was a time when the MPP government came to power, they called about 20 musicians who are excelling, not musicians but creative artists who are selling Ghana positively, and are buying a bomb abudin, that these ambassadors, including Ochame Kwame and all those kind of people. Yanfro.
No, they didn't, but COVID by a frame.
Okay.
To put together a concert to raise funds, and we were able to raise almost $100,000 when the High Commissioner called me. Maybe in Tomo and Baum, so, but whenever it's time, they'll do it. But then it doesn't stop me. I'm a national treasure, so whatever I have to do to also say COVID in the country, but you know, and to be honest with you, this concert, most of the political big boys have been very influential. Like I've been touched
for this very concert coming up.
Some of them have really showed their muscles. Like, hey, here, God bless you. You know, quite a few of them.
Wow.
You know, and so I think Mba Omo Musa.
Mba. Inti yebebo hundero. Because use na ofata ejuma waye for Ghana nanka Nigeria for person be we okra na ehun ye yokromu ayete ye. Then so every time biano you lift the flag of Ghana and you are proud to say you are Ghanaian.
One of my vision, and it works, is to let, just as we enjoy South African songs, right?
Yeah.
Is to take Ghanaian music and let the world hear it. So this song, Jesus Casa, that's why I put Darren Hobbs on there.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's the idea.
I wrote his part. If you never did it, I wrote that for him. And I mean, and you should hear Americans singing that.
Wow.
You should hear my American singers singing. America for it. May first no money to say baby. You know, but they enjoy the language. I've made them. Sorry, yeah. When I come on, say praise and worship and African stuff. But remember so and they love it. the world loves it. Nigerian love it. Everybody, Caribbeans, everybody love it. You go there singing your tree song.
Wow. Well done. Yabeba, time being.
Almost say 5. I hope it starts at 5.
5 p.m.
Because it's a whole package, and I'm excited about this. After 10 years, we're back, and it's going to be a different atmosphere. And your concert experience. Experience, man.
Brana Besoshe.
I'm.
Bra, na Besoshe. Sonnie Badu.
Did you see the recent video? We went to one church like that. It was break. It was an experience.
Now nama sorry nimusa no. Yeah, a trendy. A lot of people are moving it around there.
And the mic no shut down 100%.
And so nemo kasa mi nim kasa crowd kan.
Na metonyo.
And the
presence, and that's what I'm trying to capture. So I'm an atmosphere person. Even with the VIP, Ghana for VIP. I'm
crossing and on
a VIP, me the side.
Why are they?
Oh, now my mom screen.
I'm a big boy
because I'm an energy person.
Energy
the crowd, the front has to be packed with people.
Nice
one. As we kind of release it. So VIP in there, my mom wants to be nice.
No, mom elevated.
My mom will scream.
Exactly.
No more. Not just they are growing. So
9 December.
I'm excited about it. I can go up to 5 hours.
What?
Oh yeah, and you wouldn't know, say. 5 hours.
Across it 5, no.
On tenacity. Me ma on tenacity. Men kasapi back to back. Yes, started free. Maybe I started here too. Back to back with new songs. So I'll be infusing the old and new, and it's a whole. So, there's a difference between performance and spirituality. You see, and sometimes people become so spiritual they forget the performance. But once people are paying, you gotta give them a show. And worship leaders now baby back on that no.
They want to see something different.
So as we're speaking, the hornsmen, the team, everybody, trust me, something will be a raise I know they are to Facebook Live somewhere. Because if I'm putting what I'm raising out there, then what are you coming in to see?
There's no experience.
So, you understand? So I don't do any of that. And I've trained my people. Most of them, Nyoma Mitsetro will be at a Metoha. So I'll be there, I'll just rehearse with them for just 1 hour. But trust me.
Power. Anyway, 9th of December, Grand Arena, 5 p.m. And for the tickets in Beato. One
barcode, but meaning say, we're not too used to this barcode thing. But you can get it online now on the barcode.
It's the Mpacho, a Baumiada or my Ecotech, until it me told mobile money. Or some short code beer, it between the
short code near star 711.
Good.
Star 11.
Good.
Star 20 and then hash.
Good.
So that's
it's our code now. Any editor ticket. Sonnie. I take to was.
Wow.
Anymore. Vice President Adama.
Well,
digital economy.
Okay. That's good. So that one is the barcode.
All right.
My fear is that there might be a stampede because the whole place is going to be jam packed.
Yeah.
So we're telling people get the ticket on time. Don't wait last minute. Now, by now we're here. That's my fear.
Until Ubeto at 26 years, I got 2 weeks. Minyaya and Kaudia 26 years. You know,
men train last minute.
A bit more so I am pay physical ticket. Into me, so
I know na me can say I know say people want it physically. So when you say people airport shell, he said people
okay.
Starbucks
it's easily gone.
Yeah.
Picture net dasugu yi. No person no.
Sakura.
Dabi your academy bi okromu ha no ma. Men kasenti aye. The president of the land. Kennedy Japan. Name them. But this is very nice. Anytime this is unique, when you who's also lion number. You stage no so. Lion number. So we can't wait to see you on the 9th of. I mean, Hey, you won't say open for me or this will be an experience for us in Christmas. Like families, friends, loved ones. We all come into.
And you know, my concert has the elite.
It's a mix.
It's a mix.
blend.
So I have everything for everybody. You know,
Awesome.
where we gotta take it easy and then Charlie in the room. I know, I get lost. Everybody gets lost, and I'm looking forward to capturing. If I miss it, I'll see a capture moment.
Some experience.
Above for the number. I told people, if you're coming not Saturday in your
Lord. Minister Sonnie, thanks for coming on the show. It's been
you.
great having you.
Thank you.
For a long time, we've been hungry for this, and you've satisfied our hunger, our thirst. God bless you.
I've enjoyed myself. Thank you so much.
Our prayer is that day, God, the Creator, on the 9th of December, for us.
I was saying something that
Yeah.
and it'll take sons of the soil to speak to the soil, minister to the soil. Yenim Casa yebeka ego asasi yema nyame behu yemobro. Are you getting me? So this is, we have an agenda for this.
Nice one.
And I'm believing God that He's going to favor us one more time over there.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Appreciate you.
Awesome. Folks, here is the end of the interview. My name is Frankie Five. I did this with Mario B, Derek, Ejewa, and Lady Thes. And who you heard is the lion, Sonnie Badu, right there. So here is where we end the show. God bless you and have a very good night. Next week, we come your way again with This is Gospel.